Fatafat on ET Now. I'm Shruti Sharma and with me is Snehi, and over the course of next 1 hour, we're going to be highlighting all the buzzers in trade right now. But before we do that and connect with our expert for today as well as our researcher, let's have a quick look what the markets are up to. So what a cheer back on the Wall Street, on the Dalal Street, Snehi. It's more than 300 points gain coming in on Nifty 50.
Absolutely, looking very good. It's been a terrific Thursday for us so far because the Nifty has not only crossed 24,000, we've managed to cross 24,100 as well. Looking good above those levels right now. A 1.5% uptick coming in on an intraday basis. And well, yes, like Shrishti mentioned, the 350-point uptick coming in from today's lowest point of around 23,750. Sensex 2 in tandem with the Nifty 1.5% higher, inching very close towards that 80,000 mark once again. India Wix is down 3%, so that's also looking very good for the market right now. Nifty Bank is up 0.8%, around 51,500. So that Nifty Bank also looking very good. But taking a look at the broader markets, they've been doing well, but obviously they're not outperforming the index because the index is up by 1.5%, and the broader markets, you have Nifty Mid Cap that's up by almost 0.5%. Nifty Small Cap also largely in tandem. Yeah, well, rest 0.4% uptick coming in on the Small Cap index as well. A couple of sectors are zooming away, and while we're talking about zooming away, it's autos in the fast lane throughout today on the back of some very stellar set of December updates coming in from the likes of Tata Motors, Maruti, Eicher, M&M. All of these stocks have done pretty well, and these companies' numbers are good. Stocks are doing well. IT is the second biggest gainer, roughly 2% gain coming in. You have Nifty FMCG, Bank, Metal, Energy, all of them in the green. What's not doing well, however, is PSU Bank, but a 0.3% cut coming in, so not much to worry about there. Followed by Nifty Media, Realty and Pharma. These are nominally in the red. Largely, it's looking very good for the markets, and well, yes, the focus is going to be on the entire financial space on the back of a couple of brokerage notes, both positive and negative, and the entire auto space on the back of some very stellar numbers coming in from some of these companies.
All right, that's the construct of the markets. Definitely, what a great year. And Snehi, I have to say this because given the past couple of weeks, actually, markets were losing this year, and every level that Nifty 50 was crossing, it was very heartening to note that we were sustaining those levels, and what a move. Absolutely. On the second day of 2025 itself. But for this, viewers, let's move on and let's start connecting with our expert for today as well as our researcher and try find out all the buzzers in trade right now. With this, let me welcome Dhwani Patel on the technical side as well on the research side, where we're joined by Gaurav. A very good afternoon to both of you, and let's start highlighting all the counters then, and let me kick-start with the first stock, and that is Ashok Leyland, because definitely the autos are leading from the forefront, and Ashok Leyland is seen to be shifted gears, is in the fast lane. 5% jump is what we are seeing, because do note, viewers, we have been highlighting that the commercial vehicle segment should do decently well, but yes, the company has surpassed our expectation as well, because it's a 20% jump on a month-on-month basis what Ashok Leyland has registered. Yes, this 20% number is definitely coming on the back of a low base, but if you look at the commentary from some of its peers, because Ashok Leyland on the back of the sales data, they don't come out with a commentary, but if you look at the commentary coming in from Tata Motors, who is a leader in this space, they have said that the Q4 of this financial year should be even better for the commercial vehicle industry, and all the segments should do well, and specifically this time the MHCV segment has done pretty well. Ashok Leyland is one of those beaten down names, because from those 260, 270 odd levels, the stock still slipped to around 220, but now a good rebound from those levels, and 5% jump is what we are seeing on this stock today.
Okay, Ashok Leyland, one of the counters from the auto pack that is doing phenomenally well on the back of a very good set of December updates coming in. Dhwani, coming to you, hi there, and wishing you a very happy new year. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon, and give us a sense of what you're seeing on the charts for L&T. Last 6 months, it's been rather tepid, not much happening on this counter, but also fundamentally with the budget now around the corner, focus is going to be more on infra. So while that is looking promising on the fundamentals, what are the technicals telling you?
Hello everyone, and wishing a very happy new year to you as well, and to the entire team of ET and the viewers over there. Talking about L&T in particular, definitely the stock has seen a rally coming in the past 3 sessions. In today's session also, we are seeing an uptick over here in this particular counter, and this is there to sustain, because on the broader chart, if you look at it, there was a resistance that was there somewhere around 3800 levels, which it surpassed, and now it started making a higher high channel over there, and it's again retested the breakout levels as well. From current levels, one can go long into it. On the higher side, we'll be seeing that once it crosses 3900 levels, we'll be seeing fresh highs coming in over here. Stop loss on the lower side that one needs to maintain for this particular trade is going to be of 3640.
640 on the downside for L&T is the level to watch out for. But let's move on, talk about yet another big winner from the auto pack, because that's where all the highlight is going to be today, and that is Eicher Motors. Remember, this is the manufacturer of Royal Enfield motorcycle as well as the VECV segment. But overall, Eicher has surged more than 7% in trade today after riding in on a strong sales number for the month of December. Eicher Motors has said that Royal Enfield sales have increased by 25% in the month of December to 79,500 units roughly, compared to 63,887 units that were sold in December of last year, which is December of 2023 now. This is significantly higher than what we were expecting at ET now, so that's a positive surprise coming in from Eicher Motors. The street is also reflecting that because the stock is up 7%. Exports of the Royal Enfield motorcycle have nearly doubled from last year to 11,575 units, so that is looking very healthy on that front too. The VECV segment has also clocked in some healthy amount of gains on a month-on-month basis as well as on a year-on-year basis. And for the first 9 months of the current financial year, Eicher Motors sales volume for Royal Enfield have also gone up by 6%. And some important commentary coming in from the management that they're seeing encouraging response to recently launched motorcycles, both in 2025, and they're looking forward to sustaining their growth momentum as well. So that's the word coming in from Eicher Motors, but the stock doing pretty well in today's trade, up 7%.
All right, that's about Eicher Motors, definitely leading it from the front. But let's shift focus to the IT space then. And Dhwani, from the pack, you have picked up TCS. Tell us more. The stock is almost at the day's highest point, but what's the outlook?
Absolutely. IT has been in focus today since the start of the session. We've been seeing a constant buying action coming in the entire pack. TCS in particular is very interesting at this juncture because the stock has tested its 200 DMA and currently we are trading high above the same. It's there to last over here. On short-term basis, you can expect 4,300 as a target over here, but given positional bets in this particular counter, you can expect 4,400 to 4,450 also coming in soon on this one. On the lower side, the stop loss that one needs to maintain is going to be of 4,090.
Okay, those are the levels to watch out for on TCS. Remember, the entire IT pack is also in focus today on the back of a brokerage note coming in, which is rather negative, but surprisingly, IT is the second highest sectoral gainer today. So looking good for the entire IT index, but Gaurav, coming to you now, Tata Motors is the stock you've picked out. Not surprises from the auto pack. Tell us what the December update looks like.
Motors is in focus and it is up more than 1%. And when we talk about the stock performance, we could actually say that this actually is underperforming its peers, at least for today. But when we talk about the numbers and when we talk about Q3 updates, we saw above expected numbers from Tata Motors. So when we talk about overall sales, that was flat at around 3.35 lakh unit for third quarter. But at the same time, when we talk about passenger vehicle, we saw an uptick of around 1% on a year-on-year basis. Now it stands at around 1.4 lakh units. Other than that, they have also said that the passenger carrier segment witnessed around 30% YY growth in third quarter of FY25. And when we talk about the outlook, they have been very optimistic about the outlook. So what they are saying is that in PV, they are actually remaining optimistic. At the same time, they are also expecting further growth in CY 2025 in terms of new launches from Tata Motors. And they are also expecting demand to improve in fourth quarter of FY25. And on the back of this, when we talk about stock performance, the stock is up almost 1%. So definitely on the back of the healthy updates across the industry, on checking out on Tata Motors.
All right, that's the day coming in on Tata Motors, the sales number and the commentary coming in as well. But moving on, let's now put the spotlight on an ET Now exclusive, wherein pre-budget consultations continue in the full swing, and the Finance Minister today is in the meeting with capital market and financial sector representatives to understand what's on their wish list and discuss likely proposals this budget. Prakash Vedarshi is joining us with more details. Prakash?
The Finance Minister in her pre-budget consultations in the industry will meet with the representatives from the capital market and financial sector today. Various recommendations will be made before the Finance Minister just ahead of the Union budget. We're given to understand that the reforms related to financial sector and the capital market will be the focus. In fact, demands may be made to provide incentives to increase infrastructure credit and deposit growth going forward. Along with that, the financial sector is likely to seek operational incentives for sunrise sectors. When it comes to capital market, we are given to understand that the industry is likely to seek tax relief to reduce transaction cost in the capital market. In fact, rationalization of STT and CTT will be sought to reduce a tax burden on investors. Along with that, we are also given to understand that the representatives of NBFCs will seek relaxation in compliance requirements to spark growth. In fact, demands related to cybersecurity and digital infrastructure are likely to be made for the capital market and financial sectors.
Okay, thanks Prakash for all of those budget exclusives coming in. Now the budget is sooner than it seems. It's just around the corner, less than a month away for the budget to happen now. But on that note, we'll slip into a very short break on this edition of Market Fatafat and keep us going with all the top buzzers in today's trade, both on the back of the fundamentals and technicals, just on the other side of the short break.
In association with Angel One Super App for Smart Investing.
Now, we've been seeing this stock be a favorite among a lot of technical analysts. Tell us why this has made it to your radar, because last 6 months itself, the stock has given a more than 50% return. Do you think this kind of rally could sustain going ahead, or now time for some slowdown? Dhwani, you'll have to unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, sorry about that. IPCA Lab, definitely, yes, the rally is here to sustain in this particular counter. If you're looking up at the daily charts, the stock has given a fresh breakout, in fact, in today's session as well, above the previous swing highs, and we're looking up at fresh highs coming in this counter. 1800 is the near-term target that I'm looking up at. Given 1800 crosses on the higher side, we'll be also seeing 1900 levels coming in soon on this particular counter. On the lower side, the stop loss that one needs to maintain to trade on this breakout is going to be of 1680.
All right then, that's about IPCA Labs. Definitely some of these pharma counters are doing pretty well in trade today, and what an action that we have seen in the recent while as well. But moving on, let's put the spotlight on Jubilant FoodWorks, because today Jefferies has come out with a note where they say that Jubilant FoodWorks is one of their high conviction buys, and they have set a target price of 1,000 rupees. And look at the stock price, that's also reacting similarly, almost a 2% gain coming in on this one. But Jefferies' target is even higher at 1,000 rupees. What Jefferies is highlighting is that they see the company to be a well-baked pizza, the bottom-up high conviction buy idea coming in, and they are also highlighting that after facing severe pressure over the past few quarters, Jubilant outlook is improving, with likely pickup in their triple SG growth ahead on the back of the low base and self-help measures. Now, triple SG should expand to mid to high single digit in the coming quarters, and EBITDA margins are also already bottomed out in the early part of calendar 2024 and should further improve from these levels, although may not be on back to the previous highs. But management is prioritizing growth over margins, and on the back of this report, Jubilant FoodWorks is in focus today.
Okay, Jubilant FoodWorks looking good from the QSR space. But Dhwani, you've also stuck with the consumption theme. Marico is something that you're liking from the pure play FMCG names. Not too bad over the last 1 year, but nothing great also coming in from this stock in terms of performance over the last 12 months. What's the outlook going ahead, and do you believe that there are better days on the charts ahead for Marico?
Absolutely. On the short-term basis, yes, there are good days coming in for this particular counter. The base formation can be seen very clearly over here around 630 levels, and from there we are seeing buying action coming in. In today's session as well, there's a positive crossover of the momentum indicators, as well as on the technical side, analyzing the derivative data, we are seeing that 700 is what we should be looking up on the higher side over here, keeping a stop loss over here strictly on the 630 side.
Okay, so those are the levels to watch out for on Marico. Let's talk about a stock that's not, that's in fact in focus today, and that is Bajaj Finance. Citi has opened a 90-day positive catalyst watch, so the stock is doing very well in today's trading session, a 6.5% uptick coming in, and this is one of the stocks that is also holding up the Nifty very smartly in today's trade. So this is Citi's note coming in from Bajaj Finance. They've opened a 90-day positive catalyst watch, and they've also maintained a buy rating with a target price of 8,150, significantly higher than where the stock is trading right now. They expect loan growth stability, positive NIM bias between 3 and 5 bips, and a marginal rise in credit cost is also expected between 2.2 to 2.5%. So it's both good and bad that Citi is flagging off. They are also seeing that AUM growth of 6% sequentially and 27% on a year-on-year basis is what they're expecting for this company. The support coming from mortgage financing, sales financing, as well as new business will look good for the company going ahead, when management transition update will be a critical factor to watch out for. But nonetheless, as of now, they are liking Bajaj Finance. They've maintained a buy rating, target price of 8,150 rupees per share. Stock doing very smartly in today's trade.
Well, what a move coming in on Bajaj Finance. But moving on, then let's put the spotlight on Hindalco and Dhwani. The metals of late have been seen to be losing their shine. But what specifically are you targeting for Hindalco?
Hindalco, definitely yes, it's there on the lower side as well. Even on the weeklies, the structure has given a breakdown in today's session. In fact, this entire week is where we are seeing a cut of about 5% coming in on this counter, and this particular move is there with volume, so it's there where we'll be seeing further cuts coming in on this one. On the lower side, I'm aiming on the low at 550 to be soon seen very soon on this particular counter. On the higher side, the stop loss that one needs to maintain is going to be of 633.
So those are the upside levels to watch out for on Hindalco. But as we slip into a break and as we step into 2025, we turn the spotlight on India's retail industry in tonight's episode of Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12, featuring B.S. Nagesh, the non-executive chairman of Shoppers Stop and founder of A Train. In an engaging conversation with Ritvika Gupta, anchor and news editor at DT Now, he shares the growth story of Shoppers Stop and delves into India's booming retail sector and the impact of quick commerce on retail businesses. Listen in.
So you mentioned something about dreaming big, earlier, and I found that really interesting because, our show this season, the theme is powering entrepreneurs for the global stage. There's a sense of aspiration among India's entrepreneurs. But tell me, how can they dream big while balancing a business that is also sustainable in the long term?
See, when you talk of dreaming big, okay, you can dream big even within a city in this country. Because like I said, a city is equivalent to some other country. I know of businesses which have 100 stores in one city. I know of businesses who have 100 stores in 100 cities. Okay,
Yeah.
the one which has 100 stores in one city is doing better than this. Okay,
Right.
so your dreaming big also needs to have a geography. When you say sustainability, there are three parts of sustainability: sustaining your customers. For that, you have to be customer focused.
Right.
Sustaining your capital, which means having enough money. That's very, very important. And third is the sustainability in terms of environment and blah,
Correct.
blah, blah. But today what's happening is that because of what's happening to valuation, because of what's happening to the IPOs of the world, because of the kind of monies they are getting, thousands and thousands of them dream to become those 10 who have become very big.